Hey beauty, so I wanted to touch on this subject about using oil on itchy scalp because I'm so tired of the argument that you cannot use any type of oil on itchy scalp. It's just not true. The reality though is that you have to be mindful of what types of oils you are using. For example, our skin is an organism filled with microorganisms. It is not just a static sheet to protect us, okay? It is a microcosm of bacteria and yeast and fungi and viruses, and they have jobs to do, and sometimes they just get out of balance and things get out of whack. Well, when that happens, we feel it. We feel the tingle and the burn, and we see the discoloration and the flakes, and sometimes we can tell our skin is inflamed. And we want to go to something that's going to be refreshing on our skin, and water just evaporates. Moisture for like this, hydration for this much time, and it does nothing. We try maybe a certain type of oil that we can find in our kitchen. Just kind of makes our hair oily, puts a film on our skin, doesn't really get the job done. So then we go to the internet and we're like, okay, what can we use on our skin that's going to make it not feel bad? Well, then we might go to essential oils. Well, the thing with essential oils, like the extracts of rosemary or even lavender, is that they're very potent and very strong. So if you don't use a carrier oil first before you just put them on your skin, you can burn your skin. You don't want to do that. So let's get down to the composition of oils and why it matters. Now, I am not a cosmetic chemist, but I can tell you that the composition of oils that you put on your skin matters because some oils feed the bacteria growth on your skin and some oils don't. And so there's a fine balance, but that is why we created the line that we created, and the reason we created it the way we created it, for balance. So a very balanced oil would be like a hemp seed oil. You've got some linoleic acid and some oleic acid. It's kind of balanced, more so balanced than, let's say, extra virgin olive oil, which is olive oleic, high in oleic acid. You know what loves oleic acid? Bacteria. Well, if we know that our skin concerns are related to the overgrowth of yeast and bacteria, we don't want to feed those organisms. We want to suck the life out of them and restore the good bacteria, right? The good moisture balancing activity that we need in our microbiome. So I do not like the argument that you cannot use any oil because it's not true. Now, at Bayou Skincare, we're very particular about the essential oils that we're using. We try to focus on oils that are higher in linoleic acid and or that are balanced, like the hemp seed oil. So for example, in our prebiotic scalp oil, let's go down the list. You've got castor seed oil, which is really great. Jojoba, which is basically like the composition of our natural sebum. Hemp seed, of course, that I mentioned, is more balanced. Then we get into more of the vegetable oils that are not like, not the vegetable oil that you see in the grocery store. We're talking about like carrot seed oil, right? So high in beta carotene, really good for your skin health, specifically for scalp health. I love beta carotene. I love carrot oil. One of my favorite oils growing up was a type of carrot seed oil. So we love carrot seed oil for the beta carotene. It's very strengthening. It helps with elasticity. I love products that are not just good for one thing, they're good for the whole. So if it's good for my scalp but bad for my hair, I don't want to use it. And if it's not good for my scalp but it's good for my hair, I don't want to use it. I want something that's going to be nourishing for all. So then we also have rosemary oil and neem oil. Neem oil especially is so great, so great for the scalp when it comes to helping to rejuvenate and revive your scalp follicles, as well as the rosemary. It's really good for that. We have the radish seed. So radish is actually a prebiotic, which means it's feeding the good bacteria. The carrot oil serves as that purpose as well. So we love it for that. We have cedar wood. So we're getting into like the cedars and the essential extracts, the peppermint, for example, the lavender extract. Those are in there because, again, and yeah, I mentioned peppermint to stimulate those follicles. What I was dealing with seborrheic dermatitis is all of this was just shedding away. The inflammation was so bad. I was scratching so much. It was so ridiculous. it was getting to the point that I literally had to make something for myself, which is how our best-selling product came into existence in the first place. I got so frustrated. I just started mixing stuff up, researching, figuring out what was going on with my body, and that's how we got started. So I wanted to address this issue with saying that you cannot use any type of oil on your scalp. It's just not true. But you do have to be mindful. You do have to be aware of the ingredients when you are looking at products on the shelf. Any type of product, you need to be mindful of what you're putting on your skin and or in your body. I read the ingredients of everything. If the first ingredient is something that's probably too high in oleic acid, for another example would be avocado oil. I just mentioned, great for hair, not the best for inflamed scalp. Why? It is full of great things, but it can feed the bad bacteria. I am not saying I will not use a product that doesn't have avocado oil in it somewhere in the ingredient list. It just cannot be pure avocado that I'm whipping up in my kitchen and putting on my scalp. Because for me, having scalp that is so sensitive to inflammation, it just would not work. Been there, done that many times. Same thing with extra virgin olive oil. Been there, done that many times. So that is why I say do the research, read the ingredients, and find what works for you. But if you're still looking for solutions, come check us out at Bayou Skincare. You can read the reviews for yourself and see that we not only provide these solutions for people who look like me, but for people who suffer like me. We have customers from all around the world, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Thanks. Peace and love.